So as you can see, 0.6 hours. This is very cold, guys. It was freezing. There was frost everywhere. -2. It's around 0 degrees in the sun right now. Let's see how it works. Okay, so that's your first cold start try. Okay, so let's adjust. So this is what everyone's complaining about with the TPIs, is cold starting, I guess. Don't want to waste that battery. Oh, that's interesting. Good morning, everybody. Okay, I want to go on a single track ride, but first I'm going to drop the gear oil at 0.6 hours. Now the manual says drop it at 5 hours, but I'd rather do it before this next 3-hour ride and throw the AMSOIL 2050 in there because it asks for a 50 weight. The manual wants like a 50 and 50. The first number is initial viscosity. It's not important. That's for just cold temperature freezing essentially. And since we're using an AMSOIL synthetic, I could use a straight 20 weight and it still won't freeze until -40 Celsius. The 2050 AMSOIL V twin oil, its freezing point is -50, I think -50 Celsius. So it's not about playing the viscosity game with the first number, the initial viscosity, when you're dealing with AMSOIL. That's more when you're dealing with mineral oils that do freeze because they have wax and paraffins in the oil, which freeze at just like -15, -20. So anyways, let's show you what I have looked up. So I cleaned the area, but notice that screw right there. It says oil. So that is the overflow. Essentially, you remove the screw and excess oil will flow out. Now it takes 0.85 of a quart or 0.8 of a liter, 800 milliliters, and the drain bolt is right there. I also sprayed it with a metal protector to get excess dirt out of the way. And then I'm gonna check the slack of the chain. Chain should be like 2.25 inches of movement at the top, just the top section. So this distance right around here, it looks a little loose. It looks more than 2.5 inches right there. So it's loose right from the factory actually. It was like that before I even wrote it. And you know, checking over all my bolts, making sure the oil pump bolt's not loosening up, nothing right up there. That was a concern for one guy. He lost that top bolt of the oil pump, and then, you know, near disaster if his friend didn't catch what was going on. Oil spewing out and not entering the cylinder head, because that has 2 strokes or oil injected into the cylinder for the piston rings. For the overflow, it's a 30 Torx, and otherwise it was a 13 socket. Let's warm up the engine oil a little bit. It's recommended. I don't know if it's actually necessary, the choke. It's actually an air, so this allows more air to enter when you the car key and throttle, and the bike will naturally run richer when it is cold. So it's adding more fuel, so you need to add more air. So as you can see, 0.6 hours. This is very cold, guys. It was freezing. There was frost everywhere. -2. It's around 0 degrees in the sun right now. Let's see how it works. Okay, so that's your first cold start try. Now what you can do with lithium batteries is actually just cycle them. You know, get the battery warmed up. See, I don't know if giving throttle helps. So this is my first real negative cold start. So the starter should be good. Okay, so let's adjust. Oh. So this is what everyone's complaining about with the TPIs, is cold starting, I guess. Don't want to waste that battery. Oh, that's interesting. There's the air back in. Feels like it's gonna die, but I'll give it a little throttle. starting to look like my diesel. There you have it, cold started. So yeah, it was a little bit of a process. Wasn't super happy with how hard it was to start, but, and it's dying on me again. Come on, Moto. See, interesting, the starter just spins around sometimes. Maybe I need to leave the screw out longer. There, look at that, you pull it out. See how it increases? Off, on. So you can just pull it. And it's locked. Oh, like that. So I should have left it on. Because it's going to run richer. So now I'm getting the hang of it, I guess. We'll see next time. When you give throttle, wow, she really smokes, huh? Now there's an idle adjustment also, and the idle adjustment is right there. See that? Right there. We got a mark. Anyway, it's getting warmer now. Oh, a little bit of throttle, it dies. So everything is still. Cylinder's picking up some temperature. The whole engine's cold though. Definitely down to the transmission. So I would say let's pull this out and lock it on again. Try it one more time. Let it idle longer. Alright, I'll come back to you guys. So I just took it for a little ride around. That's really what I normally do with my dirt bikes is, you know, get them idling and then just get on them and ride them slow. You know, slowly work up, you know, heating the transmission. It's fun to ride around too. This thing balances so great. Okay, let's get to dropping the oil now. That should. Still trying to get some temperature in there. I wanted to show you guys what the oil's gonna look like. I don't think it's going to come out too fast. There we are. Take a snap of that. Little, I don't know if you can see as well as me, just little crystals of metal from the gearbox. Looks pretty good. So I cleaned off the magnetic drain plug. Washer is great. I got to get a whole bunch of these to fit, but I can definitely reuse that. You can usually get away with a few times for sure, unless you crush it and squish it. You'll be able to tell. But so it's all drained out, and to make drain actually quicker, you know, always. I even marked the oil cap where it was so I could watch that. But yeah, that'll allow air to get through. You know, final little dribbles, final little stuff just dribbling out. You can see why it's important to clean your bike before you do maintenance on it. You don't want any grit falling in there. The whole point is to keep it clean. I'm going to take this Motorex sticker off, by the way, and put an only use AMSOIL lubricant sticker. If you lean it on the kickstand, you'll see you can get more of the remaining stuff out a little better. It just keeps going and going and going. So yeah, just get it out of that crankcase. I want to have 100% AMSOIL if possible. There's always going to be a few percent left in there that you can't get. Clean, ready to go. Put her back in there. I cleaned all the surface up. So that's the next step. don't cross your threads and do the correct torque rating, or have a professional who knows their torque by hand like me. So I'm grabbing my AMSOIL 2050. Now this is JSO MA2, MA1, exactly what they're looking for. And we're doing 0.85 of a quart. So hopefully I can figure that out with the side. 0.3. Okay, there we go. Let's go pull the overflow. Now, typically you're gonna use a stand. Just haven't bothered using it because it's kind of advantageous since the bike is leaning this way and the oil is on this side, the oil cap, it's not gonna come out. And then when I just level out the bike with my hand, I'm gonna see the exact level of the oil. So it's gonna work really well. And you can see I marked it right there, so I know where top bed center will be in terms of the torque. This is a 30, not too tight, like 7 foot-pounds. Okay, I got it. There it is. It's got a copper washer as well. So I'm just gonna balance the motorcycle, and there's the overflow. All I'm doing is finding the balance of the bike. You can see it right there. All right, so it finally stopped dripping out. Doesn't need too much torque, like I said. And that's why the paint's nice. You can find the old torque area as well. Just a little bit on my wrist. There. That's it, guys. That's all it takes. So the manual, guys, says the chain between 55 and 58 millimeters. You can see I'm pulling more like 65, so it's as opposed to 55. And it's pretty much in the picture lined right up with that bump there. So again, right from the dealer, it was a little too much. From the factory, not the dealer. We should have done this in PDI now that I think about it. So I brought a whole bunch of wrenches from Seattle Tools. See what they are. The inside one is 10. The lock, well, the lock one looks big. 12. Oh, it's a 13. The nut, it's a 32. First thing I do, which I just did, is just loosen the 32, the actual axle, so then you can start to move these things against it. In fact, it's not too bad to leave it a little tight. So as you screw this out, it's going to push against it and not go too far, just a little tight. And then the lock nut is a 13. So the first thing we want to do is break the lock nut, which is going to go counterclockwise in this case, so up on this side. There. You can see I made marks, so just loosen it up. That's why it's nice to be marked. And you can see the tension. It's just going to stretch out the chain slightly. So maybe a half a turn, and we'll see how that goes. It doesn't take much. So you put something like a wrench to pull the wheel forward. I just using a wrench, and then hold it with my foot and one hand filming, and then give this a tighten, hold it in place. Okay, and now back it off, recheck. So now we're at 6. So I can just do a little more, just a little loose still. Let's double check again. The axle's tight, so you're not gonna be able to do it much, but just make sure it's all tight and pushed against. And again, there we go. So again, just repeat, just loosen that up enough so you can push it. So just another little bit of turn. Again, hold the wheel with my knee, tighten it up, and we'll recheck and make sure they're straight. There you go, guys. 55, around there. See what I mean? 55, 6. Perfect, that's good enough. All right, guys, that's now retighten the axle, of course, torque it correctly, or use a good feel, make sure it's pretty tight. It is an aluminum axle nut, so don't overdo it. Just in case, I need to mention for you guys, so you hold the one you've been adjusting, the 10, and get the 13, and because you don't want to move this one. It's going to hold in, but it could turn, it can loosen up anyways, and then the next time you take the axle off. So anyways, I can't do this with one hand because I got to snug it up, but make sure you tighten everything up again. My name is Marcel Irnie. This is 0.6 hours on the new 2020 KTM XC300, or KTM 300XC TPI. It's the way they say it. Okay, of course, put all the tools away. So what do we got here? Seattle tools, guys. This is some awesome tools. I love my Seattle tools. Sorry, I'm not even showing you what I'm doing. And oh yeah, oops. I should know my drawers. There's a 32. So you know you're missing one. I'm like, oh, where's my 15? Well, I know it's on my tool right now for my impact for the trailer mount. And then these ones are over here. If you're curious, then these are all the ratcheting ones. Hey, wait, where the hell is that 13? Strange. Okay, I gotta go find a tool. Where the hell is it? Found it. It was in my truck from when I was using it on something. I don't remember what. That goes to show you. Check out more tools, guys. Some Imperial even. more. And some other stuff. More stuff. And more stuff. Okay. I decided I have enough time before going riding to need to lower my brake pedal. It's too high for my style. So as you can see, I need this to go up on those threads. So I detach it, and as simple as that. Look at that. There, that should be a good start. It's gonna be much lower to start with. Loctite is your friend. Lowered it down. Oh, fuck. Pulled it right out. Got dirt all over it. Okay. So an example, now it's much lower in the stroke. Maybe even too much, but I can manage. And then I don't need that much movement before it even activates. I loosened up this and then turn it further. I don't want much play. I want it to be active when it's right there. So as long as we're not dragging the brake, we're not squeezing the pads at all. All right. Of course, after changing the oil, it's always a good idea before I get to the trail to start her up. Choke on. There it is. And rattle, rattle, rattle. I still got stickers everywhere. They don't even take them off. See what I mean? Oh yeah, that's how much fork travel I used on the jump curve. Down to flat, oh yeah. Up in the yard. You move these back up. There you go. These are actually, you can remove these too and you can clean the seals. I was reading in the manual. Hope you enjoyed the maintenance. Give you some ideas for your own stuff. My name is Marcel Irnie. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're not, hit the bell button so you see all the videos that come out. There's like a good 700 plus videos on the channel. Maybe 500 are public, 200 on Patreon. If you find value in my videos, if you enjoy them, information-wise, whatever, make sure you get over to Patreon, my Irnieracing, patreon.com/Irnieracing, and throw a couple bucks per video or a couple bucks per month. You can set your limit. You know, show your support, because I can't just spend all my time doing this stuff. No pay. I gotta go ride. Peace. You ready for some moto?
No. Too hungover.
It's cold start. Pull the air opening. Come on, come on. There it goes. That fuel injection. Steve is rocking the swoosh radiator. Look, it looks worse than before. That is mess, dude, huh? That radiator is a fucking mess. That's not what I want with these beautiful rats. Look at that smoke, buddy. Anyways, guys, I'm excited. The bike says 0.7 hours. Put the new AMSOIL 2050 gear oil in the transmission, the gear oil. Finally gonna hit some single track and report back my first impressions where it's meant to be. This bike's meant to be on the track, single track. That's fucked up. Woo! That's a gnarly little last hill. I gotta get better at this two-stroke hill climb stuff. Let's go down. So when you release the clutch on a two-stroke, it does not start the motor. So you really gotta let compression in the rear. It just skids. So you made it up the hill, bud?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Just like going in circles.
I think she got a close-up of your tire and my tire, Marcel. And then take a pull.
Holy.
Need to take a pull.
Yeah, so these are the Dunlop 81s. Dunlop 81s. Brand new tire. It's got 1.3 hours on it. And here's my man, Kevin.
Yeah.
You don't need no tire. Look at that. Ridiculous.
Admittedly, Steve did give me a hand for the last, what, 10 feet?
Yeah, the rock section.
Little Husenberg ski pole.
Yeah.
Was just mocking this up, guys. So again, it's got a back little bracket that hooks over the back of the frame, and then we're gonna put a bracket in there, a couple pads, and so I have a little. It comes with an adhesive foam that you run down the frame, and so essentially this is gonna go there, and I line the bolt holes up essentially just like that, and we're gonna have the foam going through it to prevent any vibration. And it looks pretty cool. It looks like one of those freaking warrior guys. Huh?
Looks awesome.
It's like one of those helmets you wear when you're, what's that with the horses in the
Jousting.
Jousting. Maybe I'm gonna go dirt bike jousting, huh?
That'd be fun.
Alright. Q-Man, where's the vodka at?
I don't know. I have to go get some out of the trailer.
Yeah.
Like a vodka orange?
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And then it'll actually like bubble up there, and some air came out, and then some liquid. On. Bike bolt looks good.
Bike's coming together.
It's turning into a Moab machine. Like the one reason I bought it was frying some bolts. Might as well update you guys. We are going to Moab, and what that means is I don't want a flat rear tire. So I'm gonna pick up the Nitro Moose from Valley Motorsport, and they only have the rear in stock, but that's the most important for pinch flats and rear. And I'm gonna put on a 505 Cheater, 110. 118. So I gotta pull this. Look at this, brand new tires coming off too, right?
Yeah, but it's still going to be usable.
Yeah, I'll keep it for later.
Yeah, just not for Moab.
Yes, because we're going to Moab, guys. 6 days of riding, and even though I'd rather use this tire and burn off the shitty tire, but the Moose won't necessarily fit in this tire. Well, maybe it will. No, I'll have to look at that because those Nitro Mooses, there's many different sizes for different variable tires. If you go to Nitro Moose's website, there's an application chart, and you'll see like da. So, anyways, let's get this brand new tire put off and put another one on. It is so nice to see that KTM put captive spacers on the rear wheel. I've never seen that from any OEM. It is brilliant. I've bought these for street bike racing, so. Very, very nice, guys. And check out the axle. This is so much nicer than what comes with the BMW S1000s. Really nice machined. Look how hollow it is. They're trying to get as light as possible.
Packed from Moab.
What do you think of that, bud?
I think it's pretty nice. Is it stainless?
I don't know. It looks like it. Like
kind of
the BMW one's rust, so they're definitely not. This one does look stainless.